Hello, welcome to my top 40 of 1983. In these videos, I take you through my enormous collection of Spotify playlists. I have top 40s from 1970 to 1991, annuals from 1925 to the present day, artist specials, genre specials, themed shows, and many, many more. And many of those playlists become radio shows. And you can hear the radio show of today's Top 40 on Mixcloud. There's a link in the description. There will also be links to all of today's playlists, my own personal Top 40 of 1983, 83 songs from 1983, that's songs that entered the top 40 but didn't make it into my own personal top 40, and 1983 extras, which is songs that didn't enter the UK top 40, album tracks or non-charting singles, or maybe they charted below number 40, who knows. So into the top 40 we go. At number 40, Paul McCartney, Pipes of Peace, spent 2 weeks at number 1 in January of 1984, but it entered the UK top 40 in 1983. All these numbers I'm giving you at the end relate to the UK top 40, okay? Maybe not the country that you are from. Number 39, Irene Cara, Flashdance, What a Feeling, spent a week at 12 in July of 83. At number 38, Depeche Mode, Everything Counts, spent a week at 6 in August of 83. At 37, Men at Work, Down Under, spent 3 weeks at number 1, straddling January and February of 1983. Number 36, F.R. David, Words. There's a bit of a guilty pleasure, but I love it. Spent 2 weeks at 2, straddling April and May of 83. 35, Paul Young, Come Back and Stay, spent a week at 4 in 83, famous for Pino Palladino's fretless bass, gorgeous. Number 34, Freeze, IOU, spent 3 weeks at 2, straddling July and August of 83. Number 33, Herbie Hancock, Rocket, spent 2 weeks at 8, straddling August and September of 83. Herbie Hancock is a living legend. 32, Wham! Bad Boys, spent 2 weeks at 2 in June of 83. At 31, Mary Jane Girls, All Night Long, spent a week at 13 in July of 1983. Into the top 30. Number 30, Heaven 17, Temptation, spent a week at 2 in May of 83. 29, Ice House, Hey Little Girl, spent 3 weeks at 17, straddling February and March of 83. At 28, Toto, Africa, I'm not going to try and sing that one, spent a week at 3, straddling February and March of 83. Number 27, Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson, Say, 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 spent 2 weeks at 2, straddling November and December of 83. At 26, the Thompson Twins, Hold Me Now, spent 1 week at 4 in December of 83. I do apologize. Number 25, Howard Jones, What Is Love? No, I'm joking, it's not that one. Spent a week at 2 in January of 84, but it entered the top 40 in 83, so it's right. Number 24, The Bell Stars, Sign of the Times. No, okay, I'm not going to say anything. Spent a week at number 3 in February of 83. And number 23, Susie and the Banshees, Dear Prudence, spent a week at 3 in October of 83. That was the first version of Dear Prudence that I ever heard. I didn't know it was a John Lennon song. At 22, Elton John, I'm Still Standing, spent a week at 4, straddling August and September of 83. And at 21, a very funky song, Rolling Stones, Under Cover of the Night, spent a week at 11 in November of 83. Such a cool song. Oh, they're all great songs. Into the top 20. Tears for Fears, Change, spent 2 weeks at 4 in February and March of 83. At number 19, the Thompson Twins, Love on Your Side, spent 2 weeks at 9 in March of 83. I want to sing all of these songs. At 18, Heaven 17, Come Live With Me, spent a week at 5 in July and August of 83. And at 17, David Bowie, Modern Love, spent a week at 2 in October of 83. At number 16, I didn't realize I liked this song until I was doing this chart. UB40, Red Red Wine, spent 3 weeks at number 1 in September of 83. And at 15, Kajagoogoo, Too Shy, spent 2 weeks at number 1 in February and March of 83. Produced, of course, by Nicholas Rhodes from Duran Duran. Number 14, Madness, Tomorrow's Just Another Day, spent 2 weeks at 8 in March of 83. At 13, Joe Jackson's Steppin' Out, spent a week at 6, straddling January and February of 83. At 12, Duran Duran, Is There Something I Should Know, spent 2 weeks at number 1 in March and April of 83. And at number 11, U2, New Year's Day spent a week at 10 in February of 1983 into the top 10. Number 10, Eurythmics, Love is a Stranger, spent a week at 6 in April of 83. Number 9, Tears for Fears, Pale Shelter, spent a week at 5 in May of 83. 8, David Bowie, Let's Dance, spent 3 weeks at number 1 in April of 83, produced of course by Nile Rodgers. At 7, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, spent a week at number 1 in March of 83. Number 6, oh, it's quite high for this one. The Creatures, Right Now. That's Susie from Susie and the Banshees. A week at 14 in August of 83. It's a very cool song. It's a cover of a very old song. It's a great version. Number 5, Duran Duran, Union of the Snake. I was a huge Duran Duran fan when I was a pup. I spent a week at 3 in November of 83. At number 4, Prince, 1999. Spent a week at 25 in February of 83. The Smiths at number 3 with This Charming Man also spent 1 week at 25 in December of 83. Number 2, Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams, spent a week at 2 in March of 83. I cannot believe that didn't go to number 1. And number 1, The Cure, Love Cats, spent a week at 7 in November of 83. That's my top 4, my own personal top 40 of 1983. And as you're looking at the screen now, you are seeing 83 extra songs from 1983. Songs that entered the UK Top 40, but didn't quite make it into my own personal Top 40. Speaking of which, as I said, I think I'll say this for all of the 80s, if I were doing this list today, it would be different. But I suppose that's normal. Every day you feel a little bit different. It could be weekly or monthly, but when it comes to songs, you listen to, oh man, I love that song. It's obviously the case that when you listen to a song, you think more of it, but when you read it from a page, you don't get to hear it and don't have that same feeling. Anyway, I'm rambling. The playlist of this 83 extra songs from 1983 is available on Spotify. There's a link in the description. There's also a link in the description to the top 40 of 1983 and a link in the description to 1983 extras. Speaking of which, there you go. Here's 83 extras. Now, these are songs that didn't enter the UK Top 40, so they're either album tracks or songs that charted in other countries, or they entered the UK charts, but not the UK Top 40. So, all of the playlists are available on Spotify, and all of the links are in the description. There's also a link in the description to the radio show of the Top 40, and that's available on Mixcloud. All my videos live here, so you can watch all my previous shows, my top 40s from the 1970s, my top 40s from 80, 81, 82, and I've done some specials as well. Top 40s of the Beatles from 1962 to 65, from 1966 to 1970, and my favourite Beatles albums. Not to mention all my own personal music, which is on this YouTube channel as well. So if you go digging, you'll find my own music videos, me playing songs with a guitar, me DJing my own stuff. There's loads of stuff on this channel. So subscribe, like if you like, and let me know in the comments your favourite songs from 1983, your favourite albums from 1983. Anything related to music from 1983 is cool. So, I'll be back tomorrow with my top 40 of 1984, 84 extra songs from 84, and 1984 extras. Until then, have a lovely day. Bye-bye.